And down this evening. So finding a comfortable position, lay down on your back. I'm going to stay seated so that I can talk you through the first part of the practice, which is going to be a breathing exercise. If you would prefer to, you can join me and do it seated as well. But I would recommend, if you can, to do it lay down so that you can just fully surrender into the mat and the ground for a few moments. So as always, with you do with yoga, and especially in my classes, I always make sure that we start the practice in complete stillness, because it can make such a difference to the next 60 minutes, not rushing into practice. Just taking a moment, laying down or sitting up, whichever feels best for you. Let the body be completely still. Start to notice the natural rate of the breath. If you're laid down, then just walk the hands slightly away from the body with the palms faced towards the sky. Separate the legs so that the feet are about hip width distance. Legs are nice and straight. If you've got any issues with your lower back, you might want to put a little bend into the knee. You can put the feet into the mat, that feels right for you. And then finding a place of stillness and just starting to notice how busy the monkey mind is this evening. Noticing if you've got a bit of a narrative in your mind about what's going to happen in the next 60 minutes in the class. Maybe looking forward into the future after class or tomorrow or in the coming week. Just starting to observe where your mind is. And then we're going to bring our awareness to our breath. So starting the practice with a prolonged pranayama exercise so that we can really connect into the breath, tapping into our own ability to really create a relaxation feeling within the body. So with the eyelids closed and nice and heavy, start by just lengthening the inhale in through the nose and out through the mouth. Seeing if you can inhale in through the nose to the count of 3 or 4. And then just opening the mouth and just letting the breath fall out of the mouth with no effort. So inhaling deeply through the nose, opening the mouth and just letting the chest fall as the breath comes out of the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then this time you're going to seal the lips closed. So we're going to bring the breath in and out through the nose. So taking a deep breath in through the nose for 3, 2, 1. At the top, I want you to hold your breath. Relax the jaw, relax the forehead, keep the eyes closed. And then keeping the lips shut, just exhale, let the breath come out through the nose. And again, inhale deeply through the nose, holding the breath at the top. And then exhale out. And then seeing if you can make this breath like one continuous movement. So taking a deep breath in, nice and slow and gentle. And then when you get to the top, you're going to hold the breath, but just let the body be completely still and completely heavy. As the breath is held in the lungs, just imagining it going to all the parts of the body it needs to send fresh oxygen to the muscles and the cells at a deep level. And then gently exhaling the breath. 2 more rounds of this at your own pace. So seeing if you can inhale through the nose for a little bit longer. And when you feel as if you can't fill the lungs with any more breath, just take 1 more sip of breath through the nose. And then as you hold the breath, just make sure that the forehead is nice and soft. The mind is a little bit busy. Then with the eyes closed, just focus on the point in between the eyebrows and third eye. And then exhale out. And then for a second, just letting the breath return to normal. So the natural rate of the breath, just let the body pick how quick or slow it's breathing. And then I'm going to give you the option to bring the arms into play here. So on the inhale, keeping the eyes closed if you can, but seeing if you can bring the arms up towards the sky in front of the face. So when you lay down or you're sitting down, just face. And then on the exhale, just let the back of the hands towards the ground or just down by each side if you're sitting up. So we're just combining the movement and the breath here. With the inhale, we take the arms up towards the sky in front of the face, arms come together. And then on the exhale, they're going to come down nice and heavy. And then we're going to really prolong the breath. So on the next breath in, keep the eyes closed. Take a deep breath in. Move the arms up towards each other for the count of 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Soften the shoulders. Hold the breath. Keep the hands together. And then on the exhale, let the breath come out of the nose for 6, 5, 4. Lowering the arms down towards the ground. 1. And then settle. And then 2 more rounds of this at your own pace. Inhaling deeply. Imagine you're just trying to send the breath to the very bottom of the belly. Holding the breath at the top when you've got the hands together. And then exhaling out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then again, letting the breath just return to the natural rate. Noticing what your natural rate of breath is. Seeing if you can feel the chest rise and fall with the body completely still. Or just notice the natural movements that the body does as the lungs and the diaphragm get to work, taking the breath in and out at a natural pace. And then option here to set an intention for yourself for the next 60 minutes. So Yin is a very inward practice. There's no Yang energy in this practice. It's very passive, very much about surrendering to the pose. So just acknowledging if there's anything that you feel as if you want to surrender into the practice, any negative emotion or tension, or maybe a grudge, maybe some anxiety, anything that feels negative that you don't want to hold on to. See if you can actively just set that intention to release it in the practice this evening. And then if you are seated, coming back down to position lying on the ground, keeping the feet straight, keeping the legs straight, if that's right for you, or you can put a gentle bend in the knee. And then on the inhale, you're going to take the arms up towards the sky. And then on the exhale, you're going to cross the right arm over the left arm, and then just let both hands fall opposite side of the body. So the arms are going to come so they're crossed over each other on the chest. Now, depending what's happening with the arms, whether they're on the chest, you can bring them up towards the top of the chest, or maybe down more towards the belly button. But see if you can find a place so that you can really let the hands fall either side of the body. Almost as if the hands are like sandbags and they're really pulling the arms down. So having a nice opening in the shoulders here. Letting the arms and the elbows be completely heavy. Keep the eyes closed. And then we're going to set the rated breath for the rest of the class. So we're going to take a deep inhale for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to give you the option to pause at the top if that feels right for you. It will just maximize and really fast forward that relaxation feeling by holding the breath in. And then exhaling out for 4, 3, 2, 1. Taking one more round of breath before we move the arms. Inhaling deeply through the nose. Really send that breath to the bottom of the belly. Breathing as deeply as you can. Holding the breath at the top, making sure the forehead and eyes stay nice and soft. And then exhale, just let the back of the shoulders melt into the ground a little bit further with the exhale. Let's do one more breath. Inhaling deeply. Hold. And then exhale out. And then on the next inhale, you're going to very slowly lift the hands up towards the sky, almost as if they're kind of moving through treacle, not nice and slow. And then with the hands towards the sky, see if you can really drop the shoulders. So don't lift the shoulders off the ground, drop the shoulders into the air. And start to just circle the wrists in one direction. Nice, slow, big movements with the wrists. See if you can take it so slow. You feel as if you're kind of bringing the awareness to the space and time around the hands or the energy fields. And then gently changing the direction of the wrists. Clicks are welcome in the wrists as long as they're not painful. And then on the inhale, take the arms towards the sky, and then on the exhale, this time the left arm slightly in front of the right arm, and you're going to let the arms fall either side of the body again, with the opposite arm on top. So again, the hands are like weights if you can, so that they can really create a bit of a stretch in the back of the shoulder blades. Keep the eyes closed and come back to the breath. Take a deep breath in for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath. Acknowledge the body in complete stillness as you keep that breath held in. Let the shoulder blades be heavy into the mat. They're fully supported by the earth. And then exhale out. And then 3 more rounds of this breath at your own pace. So bringing your awareness back to the breath if your mind does wander. Try not to get frustrated because the mind will wander. That's what minds do. We're just training our awareness to come back to the breath and come back to this stillness and the heaviness of the body. Seeing if you can feel the heartbeat under the arms. Let the shoulder blades be heavy with every breath. And then when you finish your next exhale, full round of breath. On the inhale, straighten the arms up towards the sky. And then again, just gently circling the wrists in one direction. And then the opposite. And then again, bringing the breath in here and the movement. The arms are going to fall either side of the body with the palms face towards the ground. You're going to bend both knees, bring the feet towards the bum on the so feet on the floor, but a little bit closer towards the bum. Making sure that the knees feel nice and the feet feel grounded into the air so that the knees can knock into center line. So the knees are going to touch in the middle and the feet are into the floor. And then this time on the inhale, you're going to take the arms up towards the sky. And then you're going to take the arms all the way back above you to the ground above the head. If you've not got much room, you can bend the elbows, the hands to the top of the head. And then on the exhale, you're going to bring the arms back up towards the sky, and then they're going to come back either side of the hips. So we're training our mind muscle connection here with the breath. So we're moving nice and slow. We're inhaling, reaching the arms up, feeling the arms and the forearms and the shoulders starting to work. Take the hands towards the ground at the top of the head, and then on the exhale, take them back down. We're going to do it very slowly for the count of 5 each way. So on the inhale, the arms are go up 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then on the exhale, bring the arms back 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And one more time. Inhale, let the shoulders be heavy into the mat as you just gently lift the arms, the elbows, the shoulders. And then exhale down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keeping the hands either side of the body, palms towards the ground. Gently lifting the right foot off the mat and then gently lifting the left foot. So the knees are directly above the hips if you can. And then option to bring the feet up in line with the knees. So the shins are a bit like a tabletop. Notice what's happening here in the lower back. Seeing if you can just let the lower back completely surrender into the mat. And then option to straighten the right leg towards the sky. And just for now, just notice how straight you can get that right leg. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, bend the right knee to come back in line with the right foot again, the foot with the knee. And then on the exhale, in the next inhale, take the left leg straight. Just noticing how straight that left leg can go. One full breath. And then gently down. And then gently placing both feet towards the mat. And then this time, you're going to gently let the knees fall over to the left. Option to bring the knees towards the chest if you want a bit of a deeper stretch, and then let the knees fall over towards the left. And then you're going to cactus the arms either side of the body. So in cactus arms, our elbows are bent, the back of the hands are into the ground, palms face towards the sky. We're going to look towards the right hand, but I want you to really honor your body. If looking towards the right hand doesn't feel right for your neck, then take your gaze back towards the sky. If we listen to our body enough, it will tell us what feels right and what feels wrong. So if it doesn't feel right, take the head back towards the sky. But either way, let the knees really fall over to the left. Option, if you want it a little bit further, you can take the left hand on the right knee and just use it to kind of guide that right knee a little bit over towards the left. If you're struggling to get your knees onto the floor, you can put a cushion underneath. And then noticing if you've lost your own connection to the breath. Try and not wait for me to guide the breath. Try and keep your constant awareness on the breath. Inhaling in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding the breath at the top. And when you hold your breath, bringing your awareness to the stillness in the body, stillness in the mind. And then exhaling. One more really deep inhaling. On the hold, let the body be completely still. Let any thoughts that are coming to the mind just pass by like clouds. And then exhale. And then on the next inhale, if you are looking towards the right hand, bring your gaze towards the sky first, so you've got a neutral neck. And then just use the hands to help their knees come back up to center. And then you're going to take the hands to the knees and just start to circle the knees round. So we're giving the lower back a bit of a massage here into the mat. And then change the direction of the circles. And then when you're ready, gently lowering the feet towards the mat. And then this time to the right side. So option to keep the feet on the mat and just let the knees fall over to the right if that's enough for you. Or to take it a little bit further, you can bring the knees towards the chest, squeeze them in as tight as you can, and then let the knees fall over to the right. Arms are going to cactus out, back of the hands into the mat, palms towards the sky. Again, option to look to the left hand if you want, that feels right. But if there's any pain in the neck, then look towards the sky and just honor your body and what it needs. Yoga is not about pushing past our limit. It's about learning where our limit is and then working with what we've got. Coming back to the breath, in for full. Right hand on left knee if you want to take that stretch a little bit deeper. And then holding the breath and then exhaling when you're ready. Really using the breath, inhaling in deeply. Feel the belly rise as you inhale, and then as you hold, just feel the shoulder blades softening in towards the ground. And exhale out. One more full round of breath at your own pace. So really connect to your own ability to set a long pace of an inhale, exhale. And then after the next exhale, taking the gaze towards the sky, if you're looking to the left hand, gently bringing the knees back towards the chest. And this time, seeing if you can squeeze the knees in so tight towards the chest that you feel the lower back pushing into the mat. And then start to just sway from side to side with the knees. So gentle rock from side to side. You can just massage the lower back into the mat, releasing any tension in the kidneys, the adrenal glands, the liver. Really starting to stimulate the energy points in the lower back, sending fresh blood flow there. And then gently placing the hands either side of the body, straighten both legs towards the sky as much as you can, and just start to circle the ankles. So really working with the circulation this evening, getting the movement to every part of the body, and then changing direction in the opposite way with the ankles. And then when you're ready, gently lowering the feet towards the ground. And then if you've got a cushion, you're going to grab that now. So cushion or pillow, whichever one you want. And we're going to work our way up to supported bridge. So keep the cushion to the side just for now. And we're just going to see if we can start to open up into bring some energy, into the back of the legs and the hips before we come to a restorative pose. So option to bring the hands in, or you can just use the hips for bridge. If you know bridge, then feel free to start when you're ready. Otherwise, you're going to really push into the mat with your feet and see if you can push into the mat so much that you start to feel the hips rise and just gently off the ground. On the inhale, you're going to lift your hips all the way up as high as you can. And then option to take the arms up as well. And then on the exhale, the arms are going to come down and the hips are going to come down. So we're not looking to push our body past too much energetic kind of level this evening. But on the inhale, we're just moving the hips up towards the sky. Arms are going to go up, an option to take them behind the back of the head. And then on the exhale, down. And as you move again, as you inhale, push the feet into the mat. Really squeeze the glutes, lift the hips towards the sky as much as you can. And then on the exhale, slowly lower with control. 2 more of these. You're going to inhale, lift the hips up. Push into the mat so hard, feel the hips pushing a little bit further. And then exhale, hands come down, hips lower towards the ground. Last one, and then you've got the option to hold. Inhale the hips up towards the sky. Option to hold and really squeeze the glutes, pushing the hips up. Starting to invert all that energy from our hips down to our heart. And then exhale down. And then grabbing the cushion, you're going to very gently lift the hips up towards the sky and just shuffle that cushion under the back of the glutes. So as if the cushion is where your back pockets would be in a pair of jeans. And then when you lower your hips towards the earth, they're going to be supported by the cushion. If you can fit 2 cushions under there, I highly recommend it, so you've got a bit of an inversion under the hips. But if anything doesn't feel right, then just working with whatever feels best for you. And then option with the hands, you can place the hands either side of the body, you can cactus them out either side. Or I'm going to suggest for this pose, you're going to place your hands on the belly button. So one palm over the belly button, and then opposite hand on top of the other hand. And then closing the eyes and just bringing your awareness to your hips. So our awareness, focus, however we want to say it, it's really where our energy goes. So if we focus on something, our energy will follow. So focusing on the hips and really giving them the chance to fully surrender into the cushion or the earth. Just letting every little muscle in the hip, the glute, the groin, the stomach, just letting them completely relax and be soft. If your hands are on your belly button, just starting to see if you can feel a pulse under your hands. We have an abdominal aorta, so like the heart space. We also have one in our stomach, which pumps the blood to our digestive system. Seeing if you can connect in with the breath. If you've lost the count of the breath, inhaling in for 4. Holding the breath at the top, but the body is heavy. The body is surrendered into the pose, and then we exhale out the breath. 2 more breaths at your own pace. Remembering it's your practice, nobody else's. So connecting in with the breath so much so that you can feel you inhale and exhale, lengthening each time. One more round of breath, and then only when you're ready, don't rush. After the next exhale, gently lift your hips towards the sky and just shuffle that cushion out. Keep it close because we will be using it again. And then we're going to bring the knees back to the chest. And then we're just going to start to rock from side to side again. And just start to notice how that feels on the back of the hips, the lower back. And then when you're ready, you're going to gently rock on to the right side of the body. Pausing here for a second, option to bring the cushion underneath the head. Knees are going to come towards the chest and just kind of tuck yourself up into a little ball. Keep the eyes closed. And then when you're ready on the inhale, using the hands, you're going to very gently push yourself up with both hands, come into a seated position. So option with the seated position this evening, you can leave the legs where they are, so the legs will be out to the left if that was right for you. Option to come to spaghetti legs, which is the right knee bent in front of you, and then the left knee goes on top of the right knee, if you've got the flexibility in the hips. Or just come to a comfortable seated position, working with whatever your body needs this evening. We're going to do a couple of seated poses so that we can release any energy or alertness from the body, ready for the final relaxation pose towards the end of the class. So making sure that the body is nice and tall, I want you to start to check in with how your posture feels today. So again, wherever the legs are, just seeing if you can keep a nice straight spine, and then start to notice the tilt of the pelvis. So as if you've got a tail where your tailbone is, start to notice if that is that tailbone sticking out, or does it feel like it's sticking under. Seeing if you can find a neutral point for the hips, and then seeing if you can just put a little bit more length in the spine so that you're sitting a little bit taller. Hands are going to come to the knees, and we're going to place the palms face down so that we're ready to be grounded for the evening. Dropping the shoulders away from the ears, and then taking the right finger or one of the right fingers of the right hand to the chin. See if you can push your chin in very slightly, but without changing the compromise of the spine. So the spine stays where it is, but we just push our chin in a little bit towards us. Place the right hand back down towards the knee, making sure that we're not leaning forward with the chin and the head, which can put pressure on the back of the neck. And then when you're ready, we're going to use the breath. So if you want a little bit of a challenge this evening, you can keep the eyes closed and just see if you can listen to my instructions so that your awareness is really inward and you're feeling the pose. If you need to, you can blink the eyes open. On the inhale, you're going to bring your hands to prayer in front of the heart space. On the exhale, you're going to take the hands up towards the sky. Keep the palms together. On the inhale, you're going to cactus the arms down. And then on the exhale, you're going to take the arms in front of you with the arms straight. Inhale, hands to prayer at heart center. Exhale, hands above the head, arms reaching up towards the sky. Down and cactus. And then arms straight in front of you. One more round of this. Take a deep breath in, hands to prayer at the middle of the heart space. Exhale, hands towards the sky, reach up with that spine. Down to cactus. And then arms in front. And then gently reaching up with the right arm. The left arm's going to come to the side of the body. And then we're just going to start to draw some circles with that right arm. So see if you can keep the rest of the body still. Just start to imagine that right hand's got a pencil in it. And you're just going to draw some nice big circles and start to notice any clicks in the right shoulder. Notice any sensations down the right side of the body, any tension that you're holding. Seeing if you can look toward the left hand to the neck, it's got no pressure on the back of the neck. And then when you're ready, keep the right arm still. And this time you're going to reach that right arm towards the left. See if you can take that left arm a little bit away from you, but making sure that the spine's nice and straight and your chest is still facing forward. Reaching over with that right arm, so much so that you can feel the stretch down the right side of the body. And we're going to use the breath here. You're going to hold the body nice and still. Take a deep breath in. Hold the breath. And then on the exhale, I want you to reach that right arm a little bit further towards the left. Notice the space the body creates when we use our breath. Continuing with the breath, inhaling. Feel that right rib start to flare out as you take a breath in, stretching through the side body. Hold the breath. And then exhale out. So on the next inhale, let the right arm fall to the ground in front of you. And then use both hands to kind of walk yourself back to center. And then all the way over to the right. And then this time the left arm's going to go up towards the sky and we're going to draw them circles again. So left hand's got a pencil in it or an imaginary one. Please don't rush off to get a pencil. It's just all visualization. And then he's going to make big circles with that left arm, starting to notice anything in the shoulder. Whether it feels nice, whether it's a little bit clicky. Nice big circles, starting to feel the side of that left body starting to engage. So an area of the body where we can often hold back that attention. And it's also a bit of a domino effect. Whether we have tension in our lower back or upper back, it affects the side of the torso as well. And then when you're ready, keeping that left arm nice and straight and nice and still. On the inhale, reach the left arm towards the sky. Hold the breath. Close the eyes if they've opened. And then on the exhale, just reach that left arm a little bit further over towards the right. Option to walk the right arm away from you. Imagining that straight line from the tip of the left finger all the way down to the left hip. In a nice straight line, starting to stretch in the left side of the body. Take a deep breath in. Feel the left ribs start to flare as you take all the oxygen in. Hold the breath at the top. And then exhale out. One more breath here and see if you can really sit with any tension that's coming up in the left side of the body. Quite often we can shake away from sitting with any of the tension, but if we can sit with the tension, not pain, use the breath, and that's where the magic really happens, because we can melt away the tension. And then after the next exhale, gently releasing that left arm towards the sky. Towards the ground. And then gently walking the hands in front of you and then gently walk them back towards the body. Releasing the hands either side of the body. And then again, just sitting up nice and tall with the spine. And then very simple here, sitting up nice and tall, hands are going to come towards the ground. So just the fingertips are on the ground. Gently tuck the chin towards the chest and just start to stretch in the back of the neck. And then gently take the left ear to the left shoulder. Take the head all the way back, chin towards the sky. Right ear comes to right shoulder and then chin to chest. So nice circles with the head, but keep the body nice and still. Left ear to left shoulder. Chin towards the sky, right here, right shoulder, and then chin towards the chest. One more big circle. And then when you're ready, gently bringing the gaze back to neutral. Gently releasing the feet in front of you. And we're just going to start to shake the legs. So starting with the bend in the knee, kind of as if you're trying to hit the back of the legs onto the ground, bringing all the energy and seeing if we can release any of the energy that we've brought up in the body today. And then gently releasing the feet either side of the body. We're going to come into a tabletop position before we come back down towards the mat. So hands into the mat and then knees into the mat in tabletop position. And then working with any tension in the shoulders here before we come to the relaxation, restorative poses. So on the inhale, you're going to take that right arm towards the sky, look towards the right hand, so the torso lifts towards the right, and then gently slide that right arm underneath. So as if you're threading the needle, and then option to drop the right ear towards the ground, so the right hand reaches away from you. We're just going to hold here for one breath, stretching into the back of that right shoulder. And then on the exhale, drag that right arm back up, back into tabletop. And then on the inhale, left arm goes towards the sky. And then thread that needle, the left arm threads underneath the right arm. You can just pause wherever you want to. But if you can, see if you can reach that left arm away from you and drop the left ear towards the mat. And we'll here for one breath. Doing the stretch in the back of that left shoulder. And then on the exhale, gently coming back up. And then hands coming towards the mat back into tabletop again. And we're just going to start to sway the hips from side to side. So keeping the knees into the mat, we just start to take the hips from side to side. Option, if you want to, is to drop the hips towards the ground, so the left hips towards the ground, and then right to the right. And then when you're ready, gently back to center. And then gently, if you've got any cushions here, you might want to use these for the next pose. You're going to drop your right hip towards the ground, so that when you come to lay, if you're on a mat, your right hip and right knee are kind of in a straight line across the mat. Or you're just using the carpet or the bed, making sure that the knees are facing towards the right of the area that you lay down. And then you're going to use the cushions to create kind of a pillow, like a support for the body lengthways. So whether you've got cushions, bolsters, it really doesn't matter. But what we're looking to do here is the cushions and the support is going to come to the right hip. And then we're going to twist the torso so that the front of the chest is facing over where we're going to lay down, making yourself a nice little support with the cushions and pillows, and then hand either side of the cushions and pillows. And really seeing if you can get the integrity of the twist here. So the knees are to the right or wherever you can, so if you've got any knee injuries, but seeing if you can put them over towards the right, so that when you twist your torso, you're twisting the torso kind of away from the hips, the legs towards the right. And then walking the torso back down towards the mat. Option to use your hands as kind of little pillows here. So the head's going to come towards the mat with the right cheek into the mat. If you can, see if you can release the hands towards the earth so that they can get nice and heavy. And close down the eye. So this style of yoga is very restorative. Seeing if you can bring your awareness to the idea that the cushions and the ground is really supporting you, giving you so much support that you can just completely let go, knowing that there's nowhere for you to be, nothing for you to do. Enjoying the sacred stillness, giving your body and your mind time to just sit with anything that comes up. Continuing to breathe. And as always, if that mind comes in to distract you, just nice and gently, not forcefully, just bring your awareness back towards the breath. Notice the temperature on the skin. Notice the rate of the natural breath. Take 2 more deep breaths in and out. And then only when you're ready, after your next exhale, you're going to use your hands Push yourself up nice and slow, and then gently walk your hands back. Now, keeping the cushions where they are, you're just going to see if you can swivel the legs round onto the other side. So using the hands if you need to, just lift the knees up, and then they're going to drop to the left this time. And then we're going to twist the body in the opposite way. So most people will carry injuries on one side of the body, the left or the right. So just noticing what's happening on this side for you. So I know for me, I've got a lot more flexibility to twist my torso. I don't feel any pain or tension on this side because my other side is my injured side. But just noticing and being curious with yourself as you lower down the torso towards the cushions. This time the left cheek's going to go into the cushions. Relaxing the arms into the mat, coming back to the breath. And really make sure that you'll surrender into the pose. Knowing that all you need to do is just completely let the body relax. Let it be heavy. Feeling the breath come in and out through the body. Take one more deep inhalation. And an exhalation. Just enjoying this pose for one more breath. And then when you're ready, using your hands to gently push yourself back up nice and slow. Removing the cushions to one side for now. And then we're going to come to pigeon pose this evening. So if you've got any issues with your knees, then you might want to do reverse pigeon, which is exactly the same as what I'm going to do, but just laying on the back. So hands are going to come into the mat, and you're going to see if you can lift the hips up towards the sky so that the knees come back to tabletop. And then from tabletop, you're just going to gently shuffle your right knee in front of your right wrist, or as close as you can get it. The right foot is going to come, so it's in front of the left knee, and then just walk that left knee back so the left leg is nice and straight. And then to start with, we're going to do a tall, nice posture. So hands are going to come up to the mat, so pushing yourself up. Spine's nice and long. And then option to hold there, that's enough for you. If you're in reverse pigeon, then you're going to be laying on your back with your right foot on your left knee. And then you're just going to be guiding that left leg towards you using your hands behind the back of the left thigh. If you're in pigeon with me, then option to stay here. Option to bring a cushion in front of you and then just lower onto the cushion with your forearms. Whether you're in pigeon or reverse pigeon, just seeing if you can really relax into the hips, noticing any tension that comes up as we try and move the body into this position. If you want to go into full pigeon, you can use the either remove the cushion or have the cushion in front of you. Bring in the chest fully down as much as you can, making a pillow with the hands for the head. So close the eyes and just find your place of stillness here. If you're in reverse pigeon, then making sure that your hands are at the back of that left leg, and you're just gently bringing that left leg a little bit closer towards the chest. So the right foot is on the left knee, and that right hip is just having a nice opening, releasing any tension and trapped emotions stored there. Keeping the eyes closed, and with every breath, just let yourself go a little bit further into the pose. Notice that the body is resisting this pose. In yoga, if we can sit with the resistance, that really is where the magic can happen. So just using your breath to remind the body that you are keeping it safe. You're finding the points of tension and stress in the body so that we can release any of the tightness. Use the breath to melt away any feelings of discomfort. Take one more round of breath in and out. And really letting yourself fall into pigeon pose, which is a really good pose to set up for relaxation. So the more you allow yourself to surrender to this pose, the more benefit you'll get from the final relaxation that we're going to do this evening. And if you're in full pigeon pose, with your face towards the ground, then just gently lifting the chest off the ground, walking the hands back up. And then I'm going to give you an option this evening. If you want to take it a little bit further, you're going to bend that back leg to the left foot and see if you can place the right hand in front of you. Just grab the back of that left foot with the left hand and just coax that the left foot a little bit close towards the left bum cheek so you feel a stretch in the front of the quad. If you're in reverse pigeon, then just hold there and continue to breathe. And then gently releasing that left foot if you've got hold of the left hand. And then hands into the mat and just drag that right knee out. In reverse pigeon, then just gently release the feet to the mat. And then taking that on the opposite side, whether it's pigeon or reverse pigeon, the left knee is going to come to the left wrist if you're in pigeon. Or the left foot's going to come on top of the right knee. And then gently grabbing the back of the right knee and pulling that towards you. And then walk that right foot away from you. Straight leg is the right leg if you're in pigeon. And then again, bringing the torso nice and tall towards the sky. And then option to hold there, or see if you want to lower down your arms. And noticing the difference on one side. So in one side will likely be more challenging than the other. One side might be enjoyable, one side might not be. Finding your place of stillness in pigeon or reverse pigeon. And if you are laying on your back in reverse pigeon, then with your hands behind the back of that right knee, just seeing if you can coax that knee a little bit closer towards you with every exhale. So we always surrender into the pose with the exhale because that's when our body lets go. So if we think about it, it makes complete sense. When we inhale, we energize the body. When we hold the breath, we just sit there in stillness. We feel the oxygen going to every part of the body and the brain. And then with the exhale, we relax the muscles. We let go of any breath. We let go of any tension that we're holding on to, whether that be conscious or subconscious. So just enjoying pigeon pose or reverse pigeon for 2 more breaths. Acknowledging that we hold trapped or stored emotions in our hips, even at a really deep cellular level, subconscious level. So silently repeating to yourself in your mind, I surrender to the pose and let go of anything I'm holding on to. I surrender to the pose and let go of anything that I'm holding on to. Whether you know you're holding on to it or not, just let the body completely relax. And then again, if you're in reverse pigeon, just hold in there for a few more breaths. If you're in normal pigeon, then option to walk the hands back up. And if you want to take it a little bit further, bend that right knee and just see if you can grab that right foot. Just very gently bring that right foot a little bit closer towards the bum to get a stretch in the front of the quad. Really using the deep inhale and inhalation and exhalation. And then one more round of breath in and out. And then gently coming out of the pose, whichever way feels right for you. And then I'm going to give you an option now to take whatever pose feels natural for you to take. So maybe there's a pose that you've been really wanting to do and we've not done it this evening. Maybe it's downward dog, maybe it's a full body stretch, whatever pose it is that you want to take this evening. I'm going to take downward dog just to stretch the back of my legs before we finish the class. So option 2, join me in downward dog, or whatever pose feels quite natural to you. Take one more breath in whatever pose that you're in. And then we'll all meet back down on the mat, laying down on our backs. And we're going to use some cushions here. So, in fact, coming up from laying on your back actually, so that we can set up for a heart opener before we finish this evening. So again, making some cushions for you to lay down on, but seeing if you've got kind of a bit like Jenga, if you've got stacks of cushions to make, seeing if you can make the top of the cushion a little bit higher. So almost as if you're kind of on like a sunbed, you want the top bit to be a little bit higher. And then walk yourself to the back of the hips as the bottom of the cushion. So you're going to basically lay down to the cushion under the back of your heart. If you lay down, maybe you can just kind of shuffle it there, but that might be a bit easier to come back up and see. And then I'm going to suggest that you do butterfly legs. So in butterfly legs, the soles of our feet are together. Shuffle that way, so see it. The soles of the feet are together and the knees are out. And you can just gently bounce the knees to kind of get open into the hips a little bit. If that doesn't feel right for you, then the feet are going to come into the mat, just a nice generous bend into the knee. And then with the cushions behind you for support, seeing if you can make the spine nice and long. The longer we make the spine before we go to lay down, the more we're going to have a nice stretch into each kind of vertebrae and rib inside of the body. So nice and tall, and then just gently lower back towards the cushions. So that when you come to lie down, the back of the heart space is going to be supported by a cushion. If you don't have a cushion, then just gently you can place your hands kind of under the back of the middle part of the back. And then option with the hands, you can either shuffle them under the body if that feels right, or you can have the palms faced up with the hands quite a bit away from the body. Close down the eyes and just start to notice the space between your heart space. So in the middle of the chest, towards the left and the right of the chest, the back of the heart space, the shoulder blades. Starting to notice this fully supported by the cushions, seeing if you can really let the shoulder blades relax. And then gently opening the jaw very slightly, so there's a small gap between the teeth. Just really let the jaw, the mouth, the tongue, let them completely relax. And then starting to use the breath to take this heart opener a little bit deeper. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Feel the chest rise. Feel the belly rise. And then exhale, feel the chest fall. So feel that movement in the heart space. Inhale in. Feel the chest rise. Exhale, feel it fall. And again on an inhale, as if the heart is being magnetized up towards the sky, feel the chest rise. And then as you exhale, feel it fall. One more inhale, feel the chest rise. Exhale, feel it fall. And then if this feels comfortable for you, option to stay here. If you would prefer to remove the cushions, you can do. We're going to do a pranayama exercise to prepare us for relaxation. So seeing if you can stay with the cushions for support for now. We're going to take 7 sips of air through our nose with the mouth shut. So mouth shut, and you're going to breathe in 7 short sips of air through the nose. And then on the 7th, you're going to hold the breath at the top. And then you're going to exhale the breath through the nose. So eyes are closed, body's nice and heavy. Take 7 short sips of air through the nose, but really powerful inhales. So on the 7th breath, you're going to hold in, seal the lips shut, soften the throat, but keep that breath held in the lungs. Send that breath right the way up to the 3rd eye in between the eyebrows. Notice that sacred silence as you keep the breath held in. And then as you exhale, just completely let go of any muscles in the body, relax. 2 more rounds, take 7 inhales in through the nose. As if you're taking sips of air, and then on the 7th one's going to be a big sip of air through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Relax the forehead, relax the jaw. Relax the hands into the earth. Relax the feet. Keep that breath held in. And exhale, release. Last one, really preparing for relaxation by maximizing the oxygen intake. Taking 7 deep breaths in through the nose. At the top on the 7th one, you're going to hold the breath in. Start to feel the ribs and the stomach start to activate as you keep that breath held into the lungs. Feeling that oxygen going to every part of the body, from the tips of the toes to the top of the head. Hold in. All that oxygen, fresh energy. And then exhale, release. Gently bringing the knees together. And then just see if you can walk the feet a little bit closer towards the body. Let the knees start to windscreen right from left to right. Starting to bring the movement back into the hips. And then using the hands, gently push yourself back up before we prepare for relaxation. So for final Shavasana, you can take traditional corpse pose, which is laying on the back with the hands inside the body, palms faced up. For Yin, I would strongly recommend using your cushions. So this evening, I'm going to suggest that you use a cushion for the arms or the back of the knees. So if you've got a long cushion or a bolster, placing that under the back of the knees with the legs straight, so the back of the knees are nice and relaxed, slightly off the ground. And then see if you can get 2 cushions to support the arms. So walk them as close as you can towards the shoulders, and then place the back of the hand in the cushion so they're just very slightly off the ground. Find a place of comfort for you. If you have naturally just kind of come with quite a compressed spine at the top of the neck, see if you can walk the shoulders down away from the ears. Create some space between the shoulders and the ears, and really let all the vertebrae in the spine and the muscles and ligaments in the back of the neck just completely relax. If the feet are not mat width, just take them a little bit wider so they're mat width, palms face up towards the sky. Keep the eyes closed. And then I want you to completely let go of the breath. Just let the breath carry on as it does all day, every day. We've done a few different pranayama exercises this evening. So pranayama means the breath exercise. So just let the body breathe in and out naturally. Instead, we're going to bring our awareness instead to the body. So bringing your awareness to the physical body, any physical sensations on the skin, maybe the temperature. Bringing your awareness to the head. See if you can let the back of the head completely surrender into the mat. The back of the neck, the ears, the forehead, the eyebrows. Silently say to yourself in your mind, my head surrenders to Shavasana. My forehead completely relaxes, my eyebrows relax, my cheekbones relax. Starting to bring your awareness to the front of your throat. Relaxing all the little muscles in the throat. Starting to bring your awareness to your shoulders, seeing if you can let them melt into the ground a little bit further. Bringing your awareness to the middle of the chest, seeing if you can let the chest just completely relax and let go of anything that's happening there for you. And then bringing your awareness down through the left and the right arm. Letting them surrender into relaxation. bringing your awareness to the stomach as you gently feel the breath come in and out through the stomach. See if you can let the back of the lower back be, the bottom of the lower back be completely heavy into the mat. Then the back of the hips, the glutes, the front of the hips. Just enjoy this moment of complete stillness so that they can recharge. Relaxing the left and the right leg. And then just notice your whole body in complete stillness with nowhere to go and nothing to do. Ask yourself the question, how often you sit in complete stillness without any stimulation from the phone, the television, even reading a book. And as you sit in stillness, any thoughts that come to your mind, see if you can just look at them with a bit of curiosity and let them just pass by. Not letting them consume us, just knowing that they're just thoughts, they're not truth. And then reflecting on these words as we bring the relaxation towards the end of the class. Let go of the ways you thought life would unfold, the holding of plans or dreams or expectations, but let it all go. Save your strength to swim with the tide. The choice to fight what is here before you now will only result in struggle, fear, and desperate attempts to flee from the very energy that you long for. Take a deep inhale in and let it go. Giving your body the last few minutes to really take what it needs to from relaxation, whatever demands are on you in life, however you're sleeping, eating, however your health is, whatever it is that you're working with at the moment, just let your body be in complete stillness for the last few minutes of practice. And then starting to reflect on the intention that you set at the start of class. Start to notice how the body feels compared to when you stepped on the mat this evening. If your body feels as if it's in a really balanced place now and it feels as if it's going a little bit deeper into relaxation, then I'm going to strongly recommend that you just stay where you are and just let the relaxation do what it needs to. If you do want to finish the class with me and close it, then you can just gently start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Rock over onto your left side of the body, the yin side of the body. See if you can keep the eyes closed as you gently push yourself up to a seated position. Find a nice long spine and a position that suits you. And then bringing the practice to a close by bringing our hands together, the palms together at prayer at heart center. Keeping the eyes closed, just tuck the chin towards the chest. Just notice the energy moving around the body. Energy that you've created, energy that you've shifted from the practice. Being grateful to your dedication to the practice on a Sunday evening, taking an hour out to sit in the stillness, preparing ourselves for whatever comes this week. Knowing that the breath is always there for us and we can make physical changes to our body by really connecting to a deep breath. On the inhale, keep the hands at prayer, but just take them towards the third eye, so the thumb towards the middle of the forehead. I wish that you have kind thoughts to yourselves and others. Gently lowering your hands at prayer towards your mouth. I wish that this week you feel able to speak your truth to those around you. And gently lowering your hands at prayer towards your heart center. I wish you health and happiness for the rest of the week. And giving yourself a massive gratitude for doing the practice this evening. Lowering the head and the hands to the practice of yoga and to each other's energy this evening. Namaste. Namaste. If anyone is in relaxation, I'm going to end the video so that you can stay there and enjoy the last few moments.